Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
This is Radio Band Diego, your band's reveal, with your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
That's right. This is Radio Band Diego, brought to you by the mighty WS Radio Networks, and brought to you also by our fun friends over at SAR Music Equipment Rental, because they got all the gear. If you need to rent gear, corporations, bands, you name it. They've got PAs, they have guitars, amps, all the gear. All the big ones use it, so you should too. Pitbullaudio.com, where they just want you to play it loud. Oh, man, these guys have, again, all the gear. We're all about gear around here, right? And then, of course, our great educators at Stars Align, where they can teach your kids all about the passions for music and then how to make it in the business. So those are our sponsors. Today we have an incredible, a good friend of mine, Joe Luna, as well as an amazing talent. He's going to be here with his jazz quartet. He's going to play some originals for you folks, and I'm going to have him take it away.
That was an original song called Este Cochinito. This is a standard with a little bit of a twist. There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They said he wandered very far, o'er land and sea. Little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. But then one day, this magic boy, he passed my way. And though we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and to be loved in return. Very strange, enchanted boy. They said he wandered very far, o'er land and sea. Little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. But then one day, this magic boy, he passed my way. Though we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me, greatest thing you'll ever learn just to love and to be loved in return. Some of you might know that one, Nature Boy, and this is an original called Back Home.
That's right. That was Joe Luna Band on Radio Band Diego, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, brought to you by SAR Music Equipment Rental, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com, and Stars Align. You'll be able to hear the rest of that tune on the on-demand segment. But in the meantime, stay tuned because we'll be back with the interview with the whole entire band as well as a final segment out.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
You may have heard me brag about Progressive Medical Center and just how much they've helped me with my health. And Dr. Goley, one thing that you've helped so many people with is migraines.
Unfortunately, there are millions and millions of Americans who are suffering with migraines and headaches, and they're debilitating because it affects the quality of their life, and they cannot function properly. At Progressive, we get the root cause because we understand that migraines could be caused by nutritional deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, believe it or not, delayed food sensitivities. And once we determine what the real reason is, we put a plan of action together with medication that we get them off slowly, and we put them on an all-natural approach, and the results are amazing.
Incredible. I mean, there's so many people that can say they don't live their lives with migraines anymore thanks to Progressive Medical Center.
And that's what's exciting and rewarding to us as physicians because we help our patients take control of their health, and that's why they're living well.
Why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today? Don't live in pain. Don't have migraines anymore. Just go to their website, progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life. Live it well.
In the military, things can change in an instant. At Navy Mutual Aid Association, we understand because it's our life too. That's why our dedication to serving the life insurance needs of our military veterans and their families is unrivaled. Navy Mutual offers superior life insurance protection without military service restrictions and limitations. A single focus on providing the peace of mind military families are looking for. That's what we do. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve. Call 800-628-6011 or go to NavyMutual.org.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect. Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
This is Radio Band Diego, your band's reveal, with your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
Oh, man. That was some awesome jazz. That was the Joe Luna Band. And this is Radio Band Diego, where Joe Luna's been performing on. And we are powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, brought to you by SAR Music Equipment Rental, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. You guys, if you ever need gear down in National City, there's pitbullaudio.com. They sell gear down there. They have a store, but they also go all over the world, actually. And then Stars Align, where they're helping kids find their passions in music and helping them to learn how to make it in the business. So we are here with you, Mr. Joe Luna.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir, man. You guys rocked it up. That was awesome in the jazz form.
Well, we're trying to get a little funky today too, because I know you guys like that stuff.
Yeah, we definitely do. So, let's kind of get an introduction of all the band. So, Joe Luna, you're a saxophone player extraordinary. You're a vocalist. You're a songwriter, composer. You've been here in San Diego. Tell us about the rest of your band.
Well, in the jazz field, it's kind of the good thing is that there's a lot of great players that'll just fit right in. The issue with that sometimes is like you can't always get the same guys all the time. Yeah. So it's often kind of a pickup band, a little bit of a mercenary situation. But, they're excellent players. They jump right in. I've got Jody Hill on bass. Is actually the first time she's ever performed with me. We actually jammed together in some other bands, but this is our first time in my band. Alan Zindelovich is one of my semi-regular guys on piano, and Nathan Hubbard on drums. I've played with him in one other show before.
Okay. Awesome. So, we like to get a little bit of the history of everybody as we've kind of gone along. So how did you get started, Joe? Where did the passion come from?
I'm not sure. I think it was just always there. I think one way or another I was going to be a musician of some sort. The only question is, what instrument was I going to play? And my older brother played sax, and without much thought to it, I just kind of followed in his footsteps and started playing sax. My dad's not a real big musician, but I know he loved piano, so that was another possibility. They got me accordion lessons when I was a little kid. And then
you got to break that out, man, in this next set.
That's the one instrument I don't have anymore. But yeah, I would love to.
I want to hear this band do a polka. Come on, guys, you can do it.
Hey, well, one thing I really like about having jazz musicians is they're versatile. So even if I get a funk gig or a blues gig or a polka gig, I'm going to hire jazz musicians because I'm a little bit biased, but I think jazz musicians are, just supremely talented and can do anything.
Paul was telling me a quote, our producer. He doesn't have his mic today because we borrowed it out. But the movie Whiplash. Did you guys see that at all? The movie Whiplash?
I haven't seen it yet.
That's an awesome movie. In there's a poster somewhere that says, kind of shout it out, Paul.
Those that have no ability end up playing in rock bands.
Those that have no ability end up playing in rock bands.
I didn't say that.
No, obviously there's a lot of great players in rock bands. Me and Paul play in a rock band, but I thought that was pretty funny. But I agree with you. Jazz players pretty much can do anything. They're going to be versatile throughout, and you have to have your technique down. You don't just go in there and plod your way through jazz. So yeah, you started. How old were you when you started?
I started pretty much in junior high, and with varying degrees of seriousness, have been playing ever since.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about let's kind of get Jody on the mic. We're going to kind of go around. Where did your passion start, Jody?
Oh golly, I'd have to say probably from the earliest times I can remember. My dad was a musician. My mother was a musician. Sort of had the illness, if you will, born into me. My dad was a huge jazz fan. I used to hang out with him and listen to his records, which I still have today, which are awesome. And I was sort of always attracted to the sound of the bass. I don't know why. That's the instrument that stuck out to me. So
it's all about that bass.
Exactly. So I knew right away that that's what I wanted to play was a bass. And, I started playing in junior high school. I actually started out as a trombone player because there was no bass in the junior high program at the school system I went to. So I started on trombone. I also had buck teeth, so I couldn't squeeze my lips together tight enough to play any other instrument. And I just sort of learned how to read bass clef from there. So when I I got into high school and I started playing bass it was an easy transition, just learning where the notes were on the neck. And the very first band I got in was a Tijuana brass band. 'Cause Tijuana brass was really big in the late 60s when I was in high school. So, so that was sort of my introduction to playing bass, and I've been at it ever since then. I went to school at Berklee in Boston for a while, and
that's very cool.
Here I am.
You have a pretty awesome bass. I was admiring it. Tell us about the bass that you have.
The bass is I've had since 1984. I was in New York City playing gigs there, and I don't know if anybody's ever been there, but trying to get around with an upright bass is just a major ordeal. So I needed to find an instrument that had sort of an upright type sound but was electric. So I looked on 48th Street, found this bass at Manny's. And it was it's made by a company called Tune, which they were importing them here in the U.S. in the early 80s. I don't think that you can get one. You can get one from Canada now, but I don't think you can get one from the U.S. And it was one of the first high-end Japanese basses that came here, and I found this bass, and it was pretty expensive at the time, but I just liked it, and it had sort of an upright type sound, so it kind of worked out for me to use that instead of dragging my upright around on the subway, which people banging their stuff into it. They didn't
those things aren't small for sure. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so I've been playing it ever since then. Yeah,
very good. It sounded great here. And
Thanks.
here, you guys will, when you get archives come up, you'll have to hear how we got that going.
Cool.
So, my man, the keyboards. So you're not a typical keyboard player for the simple fact that you got here earlier than everybody, including me. I was like, wow, these musicians actually here like way early. That's awesome.
That is not typical in me, though. Let me just clear that. For rehearsals, I'm pretty bad, but yeah.
No, that was great. We got plugged in. We got it all dialed in a lot sooner than we normally would. So I appreciate that, guys. So tell me, where did your inspirations come from?
Well, my mom is a piano player, classical piano player, and I used to listen to her when I was very young, so I developed kind of an ear early on.
Yeah.
Then I got stuck into violin lessons at 8 years old. I didn't understand what I was doing. I was just plowing away at that violin, whatever. Then I got piano lessons. I wasn't the greatest of students in piano, but opposed to what you were talking about, I actually really got my start, my passion in a rock band. I was a singer in a rock band.
Oh wow! Okay. what kind of who are some of the bands? Who were you covering?
Well, it was a kind of an original band, and at the time it was Madness and the Police. So we did a lot of ska before ska was all over across the board. But
that's great.
Those were the early teenage years, and I remember there was this one band that had horns in it, and I was like, oh, I want to put horns in my music. And some musician told me, well, you got to study for that. So that's when I got interested, and well, maybe I should study music,
Yeah.
And that drove me to get a formal education in music. I went to Berklee College of Music in Boston.
Oh, okay. Who's ever heard of that school? No, that's like the top school. That's awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't really a great student there either, but I did. I went through it.
You could have fooled me, man. You were here a half an hour early, brother. I would have thought that you were like the most dedicated.
I try to fool people once in a while. To
keep us on our toes.
Yeah, exactly. But once I was in there, I went all out. I studied every single class, every single harmony, and
that's awesome. Yeah.
But I really, to be honest, at the beginning, I did not like jazz a lot. I really made an effort to listen to it and to understand it until one day it just clicked. I was listening to McCoy Tyner, and it was like,
It was that light bulb went on.
Yeah, I mean, my first inspirations as a keyboardist was actually Keith Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Yeah.
But my first jazz influence was McCoy Tyner.
Okay.
And I really loved his energy, and then it just kind of went from there.
Very cool. Very cool. And my drummer man, you were funky, but yet you were tasteful in all those licks that you were doing, and got the drum sounding great, sir. I haven't had our drum set sound that good. As a way of we got a really good tone on that this time around, so I was really appreciative of that. Cool. Tell me, we got about a minute and 15 seconds left. what were your inspirations?
I grew up in Encinitas, and my main inspirations were my parents, of course, like everybody else. My great-grandmother was a painter, so that was a pretty big inspiration in sort of looking deeper into what you could do as an artist and how to sort of deal with your environment. So that was it, and I did the usual. I started in elementary school. I played drums throughout junior high and high school, played in bands since the early teen years, and that usual kind of thing. Went to school.
Was it jazz or was it rock or what?
I was playing jazz in coffee shops, but then I was also a classical major in college.
Oh, okay.
So I was practicing classical marimba.
That's where those tight little licks came in. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. We're going to be finishing up this segment here, Joe, and then we're going to go continue on. Tell us, what are some of the websites? How can people get in touch with you?
My website is on Weebly, so it's josephLuna /Weebly.com, or they can look me up on Facebook, Joseph Luna Music.
Okay, very cool, very cool. So this has been Radio Band Diego, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks. And, of course, we are brought to you by SAR Music Equipment Rental, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com, where they just want you to play it loud. In this case, they just want you to play it with finesse, like this group, and Stars Align. We'll be right back in a few short minutes. Got to take a pause for the cause, and then we'll be touching base a little bit more with Joe Luna. And then stay tuned after that. We'll be hearing the group segment after that.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
This is Bill Gruber with BizVid Communications, a Southern California video production leader. We've been honored to sponsor, produce, write, and host many of the fine programs on WS Radio over the years. So we understand how important the internet and your website exposure are. As video producers, we know the tricks and secrets to incorporate video to increase your search engine optimization and business success. Visit bizvidcommunications.com to see what we can do for you. BIZVID communications.com.
Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
This is Radio Band Diego, your band's reveal, with your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
I think I'm going to change the name to Radio Joe Band Diego. This is Radio Band Diego. Sorry, man. I got corny. I'm corny sometimes.
I want you to do it now.
Radio Joe Band Diego. Yes, you folks been listening on into a fun show. We are powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, and they are the worldwide leaders. Or I should say we are the worldwide leaders in Internet Talk Radio, and brought to you by SIR Music Equipment Rental. We've got, again, in fact, you used some of the SIR equipment, remember, for the Bump and Brass show.
I remember the show, but I let you handle all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, exactly. We had subwoofers for a funk group and a bunch of other stuff that that they provided over at SIR, and it was awesome. I can't say good things enough about them. And then, of course, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com. They got a great store down in National City. You got to go check it out if you're here in San Diego. If not, hey, just go online at pitbullaudio.com. And then, of course, Stars Align. Stars Align is an organization that really it's helping kids all over San Diego to appreciate their love and passion of music, and then teaches them about the business. It's run by Margaret and Larry White. My brain lost there. Larry actually was a writer for Motown, and he also has been a recording artist, and he wanted to share back with the community. That's what they created Stars Align. And, with Joe Luna, another just incredible talent here in the community. Joe, I want to know, what's next? What are you guys doing? Where are you taking your project?
Well, unlike when you heard about the other band members here, I am actually not a trained musician. I'm self-taught, and I'm also not a full-time musician. So I don't want to say this is a hobby. It's more like an obsession and, my second life. So anything I can get out of it is a bonus. So I just want to play more. I want to, get more gigs and be able to support that and keep it, have it sort of just snowball into where it's rolling a little more consistently. I want to record another CD at least. I've got so many songs that I could probably just get in the studio and do about 5 CDs right now.
Wow.
I've just got a backlog. And I don't even write all the ones that are in my head because I don't have necessarily the outlet for them. Yeah. A regular group of musicians that was gigging and recording, that would be ideal.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So we're going to have these recordings available on demand at RadioBandDiego.com. So you folks, if you're listening right now and you want to kind of hear them time and time and again, of course, we're going to provide you those recordings too, Joe. So we do a multi-track recording once while you're here, and you'll be able to have those. Again, what was the URL for them to find you at?
Well, I should pull out my business card to make sure I get it right, but I think it's josephluna.com/weebly.com.
Very cool. So, with that said, folks, you guys, everyone here has been, very seasoned musicians here in town. What do you think about the community, about, how it's supporting jazz and maybe even other musical genres? Jody, how about you? What do you think about the community here?
I think, I lived in New York City most of my life, and there is a lot of places here in this city for local musicians to play. I think, when I think about it, probably more so than maybe there even was there. I mean, when I lived in New York, I hardly ever worked in the city itself. It was, working in Jersey or Connecticut, Long Island. So I found it difficult to find local clubs for local musicians there. Here, when I got here, I work pretty steady. I work with a local singer named Whitney Shea.
Oh, yeah.
We do a lot of jazz, blues. We work pretty steady. I'm pretty lucky, fortunate to be in her band and, filling up holes and stuff with Joseph stuff and whatever else comes along. But I think overall it's not too bad. I know that it is getting more and more difficult to play with full bands because of budgets and, musicians trying to make living. As I was talking to Joe about it earlier, it seems like I'm playing more and more gigs without drums and more gigs. Sometimes I don't get called for gigs either because they're just doing duos. So I mean, it's the economy has affected the budget for music. So it's becomes more and more difficult to work with full bands than it used to be. Certainly when I first started. But yeah, I mean, it's I think there's a lot of places to play in this city. And the jazz scene, I think, is overall not too bad. There's some world-class players that live here.
Yeah, there is, definitely.
And, it's a pretty exciting city to be in for music, I think.
And Dizzy's is doing pretty good about doing all kinds of different jazz stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And how about you other gentlemen? What do you think?
Recently I saw some clubs downtown close.
Okay.
Which I thought was certainly a change in the music scene. But I started getting more gigs, so I'm guessing it's seasonal. During the summer, we get more gigs, and this is the kind of the high season during Christmas, New Year's. I don't know. I pretty much I think it's a good scene. It's a good scene. I wish there was maybe more clubs.
Yeah.
Than that would catch on to live music.
I agree. I think what I'm seeing too is communities building up to help deliver the live experience. Like I think Gilbert Castellanos is doing some stuff where he's showcasing. I've been to a couple of his open mic showcases where the musicianship is stellar. If you want smooth jazz, there's like Darrell Williams thing over down in Euclid off at Felix's. So there's some, I think it really is the musicians that are starting to really kind of take their lives in their own hands. I know that's where I met Joe. Joe, you've played over at Felix's many times.
Yeah, that's a great session. And there's a lot of sessions around town that are great musically and a lot of great people. But I do have to give a special shout out to the Darrell Williams and his session at Felix's. I felt very welcome there from the moment I walked in. I mean, they were just so nice, and I go into other sessions and play sax, and I just might mention that I sing or something. They kind of give me a weird little look like, really? You can't do all that, too. But Darrell was like, hey, here's the mic, man. Go for it. And next thing I know, I'm singing there, and then I met you there. And so, it's just a very cool, high level, but at the same time laid back jam. It's one of the good ones. And I shouldn't say that because now everybody's going to be there. See, some jams, you have to wait. There's like 100 saxophone players there, and you don't get on till like 2 a.m. or something. So I forget what I said about Felix's, man. Don't go there.
It's amazing musicianship over there. I mean, we're talking about world class players, and you definitely are a welcome sight over there because you definitely bring it when you're over there. Drums, man. You tell us about what your thoughts are, sir.
I think San Diego has multiple strong scenes, but I think I've always said that that's San Diego's downfall is that the stratification where there's a very strong singer-songwriter scene, but none of those people sort of deal with the bebop scene. And there's a very strong Latin jazz scene, but none of them deal with the indie rock scene. So I find it interesting because I play with different people in different scenes, and it's interesting to see what both musicians and audiences will go see, whether it's a Thursday night and you're at the Soda Bar, or you were at 7 Grand, or you're downtown somewhere, or you're up in North County. There's lots of different places to go see music. There's a lot of great music out there.
North Park's doing a really good job too.
There's a lot of great things happening in North Park. There's a lot of all sorts of things happening, but there's never any sort of
a little fragmented, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely fragmented. I lived in Arizona in Phoenix for 2 years, and it was interesting to see how that scene, there wasn't as much fragmentation, and there was a little bit more integration. People that were doing a bebop gig on one night were doing a folk gig the next night, and people were coming out to see all of those things. Phoenix is also a different scene. It's a little bit smaller, and there's lots of different issues. But in general, I think there's a lot of cool things happening, a lot of different clubs, people presenting different stuff.
Yeah. So, we're got about a minute and 45 seconds left, Joe. I want everybody to kind of give some shout-outs to people who have made a difference in their careers. Let's kind of give it back to the community.
Everybody that runs a jam session in town is doing a service, so 7 Grand has one with Gilbert Castellanos, and 98 Bottles, and Jazz 88.3 is, has their Sunday session, which comes and goes. But those are all good. There can't be too many of those because that's where you meet people, especially when you're new in town. And even though I've been here like 6-7 years, sometimes I still feel like I'm, the new guy and still trying to meet people and stuff. So those are great. 88.3 also played my first CD when I mailed it to him and played the heck out of it that first week or so that I was on. So
that's awesome.
That was great. So I definitely want to get them another one. As long as we're getting shout outs and I'm on the radio, my wife is just super supportive and just lets me go out and play whenever I want, as long as I want. No worries there. So that's pretty awesome.
Cool. We got about 30 seconds left. Anybody want to give any shouts out?
Shout outs to Rick Selzer for defining this scene.
Awesome.
Certainly would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to some of the bass teachers I've had in the past. When I first went to Berklee, Major Hawley was there and took some lessons with him. And then after he retired, John Neves was another guy that was a huge inspiration for me. And, of course, my idols, upright bassist Ray Brown and electric bassist Jaco Pastorius. So
Yeah.
I owe them everything, so all of them. So.
Well, hey, we're going to hear you guys again. This show is all about music, and we're going to get a chance to hear all of that. Stay tuned. We got a few short minutes. This has been Radio Ban Diego, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, the worldwide leader in Internet Talk Radio. Thanks again to Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com, SIR Music Equipment Rental, and Stars Align. We'll be right back with some great music from the Joe Luna Band.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children.
After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
Which sandwich is healthy and tasty? Which sandwich can come on bread or in a bowl? Which sandwich comes 51 different ways, so it's always your way? A which sandwich. Stop into our shop in Hazard Center. We're upstairs from the Hazard Center Digiplex. Bring in your movie ticket. We will add a free drink and chips to your sandwich order. Or order online at which.com, and we will have it ready and waiting. WHICH, which.com.
Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
This This is Radio Band Diego, your band's reveal, with your host, Florentino Buenaventura.
That's right. This has been Radio Band Diego, powered by the mighty WS Radio Networks, brought to you by SIR, Music Equipment Rental, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com, and, of course, Stars Align. And we've been talking with Joe Luna and the Joe Luna Band and all the great musicians in his band. And you know what? This is all about music, like I've mentioned on previous shows, so we're going to kick it away to the music side. Take it away, Joe.
That was called How Drool, an original song, and now we're going to do another original called Lazy Sunday Morning.
nothing to do, but just to be with you. A lazy Sunday morning. Last night when we kissed, I knew it coming to this. Now everything is bliss. A lazy Sunday morning. And we can live our life together and play in perfect harmony. And though there's fair or stormy weather, there's no place I'd rather be. In the dark of night, you became my light. Now everything is right. The lazy Sunday morning. Can share our life together and live in perfect harmony. Though there's fair or stormy weather, there's no place I'd rather be.
Yeah, that is right. That was the Joe Luna Band on Radio Band Diego on a lovely Sunday afternoon here in San Diego. We are powered by the Mighty WS Radio Network and brought to you by SAR Music Equipment Rental, Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com and Stars Line. We will be right back again next week. Actually 2 weeks from now. So stay tuned. Tune back in 2 weeks.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Progressive Medical.
Hey, this is Heidi Rue, and you know, Progressive Medical Center has literally changed my life and my health, but I'm not the only one. Adele suffered from bone deterioration, bone overgrowth, profound muscle discomfort, physical exhaustion, and mental fog. In fact, the bone deterioration becomes so serious that she had to have back surgery. Well, after the surgery, she still didn't feel well, and so that's when she heard about Progressive Medical Center. Progressive Medical Center discovered that her adrenals weren't working properly, her hormones were out of whack, and the drugs she had been taking were doing more harm than good. Adele came into Progressive Medical Center in a walker, physically and mentally exhausted. But now she's a world traveler. She hikes and walks several miles a day, and it's all thanks to Progressive Medical Center. 770-676-6000. 770-676-6000.
Progressive Medical. This is your life. Live it well.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.